Soy arena, oh so bright. Baila conmigo toda la night. El ritmo suena, can you feel? Move your body, it's so real. Vuélvete loco.
Morning, guys. It's a brand new day today. Woke up. It's 8:13 a.m. Auction starts in an hour and 45 minutes. And I'm booking some loads, baby. Talk to you guys in a minute. Let's get after it. Wake up, get dialed in, and get after it. Checking out the channel views, and things are going along nicely. But I'm trying to get monetized. So if you guys can keep up watching the videos, try to watch it from beginning to end if you can. And like and subscribe and leave a comment, man. I guess it helps the algorithm. And if I can do this, you can do this too, man. Start something today. Try to make some extra money if you can, in any way, shape, or form. And it's kind of fun. You document your life, and you can look back at what's going on. And really, you know, my father passed away about actually a year ago, 2 days ago. And I wish I had more videos of him talking and just going through his life and what he was doing on a daily basis, so I could go back and watch them and just hear his voice. So this kind of thing, when you develop a YouTube channel or you post on social media, you know, it leaves a track record of things for your kids or your loved ones to kind of look back and hear you talk, which, you know, I wish I could hear my father again talk and, you know, say some things. It would be neat to reference that or look back on what he was doing. So please sub it up, man, if you guys are interested or like this content or like my crazy life here. Yeah, we got about 21 minutes till the house auction starts, and we're trying to fill that time, booking some loads and making some money. Be back with you in a minute. So the house I was bidding on went $30,000 more than I was willing to pay. This little tiny little house here. Crazy. That's why you got to be on here, because you never know. Sometimes you get them for a deal, sometimes they go for way too much, but it's nice to know what the market's bringing and you know, where things are at for the future, so you know what to look at. So after these things sell, I kind of pay attention to them and see who buys them and what they go for, so I can always stay you know, on top of things and become a student of the game in my areas. So guys, take a look at this video. So I'm here, I'm 7-8 coffees deep. I'm sipping water in between to stay hydrated. I'm all jacked up trying to buy these foreclosed properties at auction. I'm looking for my next play. I'm talking to truck drivers and shippers, booking loads all over the United States. And I'm trying to make bad financial decisions to buy a car in Florida that I don't have time to go get. And my sister sends me this calm, peaceful video of her on a gondola in Italy enjoying life. Super happy for her, but super jealous. Guys, so this is my crazy life and me and my crazy mindset. So this is what's on my wish list here. This is what I'm working on, guys. This is what I'm working on right now. 1990 300ZX twin turbo 5-speed. It's at 6,500. It's got 405 watchers, 1,700 views, 5 comments. Always wanted these. One of these. I had a 1995 twin turbo Z, red with black interior, T-tops. Super car with like 70,000 original miles on it, and I had to sell it because I needed the money. It did have hail damage on it, but it was a super car. I think I drove it for like 3 or 4 months, and then I had to sell it because I needed the money. This is the Range Rover that your boy's on right now. Top bid is at $11,000 right now in Florida. This is super cool car. 13 Range Rover Sport supercharged autobiography. Very hard to find this specific model of car, of this car, just because it has the Meridian sound system. It's super clean. I think this thing has like 63,000 original miles on it. It's in West Palm Beach, Florida. Updated wheels, Meridian sound, red black leather. I mean, all the goodies on this thing. I know it's a little outdated with the electronics, but I mean, just a killer truck, man, to have and be a fantastic daily driver and a lot of fun. This is another car that, you know, I always wanted, this car in particular, but I couldn't afford it back in the day. You can see here that your boy was on this car. Let's see, where am I at? What are these guys doing here, man? Where's my bid? Trying to find it here. Anyways, there it is. Just a dad with a Porsche. Got in it at 8K, and then I went up to 8,800 bucks, and I've just been outbid. So it's a no reserve auction. It's got 1 day left, and I'm working on bidding on this thing. I think I'm just gonna wait a little minute wait a minute to try to get it cheaper, kind of like at the end of the deal. But I'd like to have that. '06 Lexus LS430. My father had one of these. It was one of the first cars that, the super cars. It was like the Michael Jordan of luxury sedans. A lot of memories of my dad driving that car with me when I was a bagger at a grocery store. I think he had an early model. He had the LS400, so a little bit before that. He came down to get me when he first got it, and it was kind of in the winter time, and he drove up a hill, and it was a rear-wheel drive car with traction control, and he was just amazed at how he could drive up the hill and the wheels didn't spin when he went up the hill in the snow in the wintertime, so that was pretty cool. '07 WRX, my son's on something like that, and I just thought it's cool to kind of talk about it. And then, of course, the 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX all-wheel drive turbo. This one has a 16G turbo on it, which is a turbo I actually had on mine when I had this one. There was a place called Busher Racing that was in Wakeman, Ohio, which is kind of close to where I live. Not super close, but kind of close. That was started by a guy that I used to work with, and I guess Dave Busher, the owner of the company now. Tim Schweitzer was the guy's name. He had an Eagle Town that he'd all kind of tubbed out. He took out the bracing bars that were the crash bars that were underneath the rear bumper and the front bumper. He had a big turbo on it, and I remember how cool the car sounded and how fast it was, and I had to have one. So I spent every dollar I had coming in at that time to get one of these and soup it up and race it. And I'd race it down the track. And I don't know, every 5 or 10 times I would go down the track, the transmission would grind and have to be rebuilt. It was crazy before they upgraded these things. But this guy's got a front mount intercooler, looks like, on it. I had that same thing. He's got, I had an engine intake and a 16G turbo on mine, and I just remember how fast that car was light to light and how fun it was and how cool it was. And that was kind of back when people didn't remember or know that these things were really fast. So you'd pull up to like a Trans Am WS6 or one of your shop boys with a Mustang GT and a stick, and he'd have a rear end and an exhaust and stuff. And these things, just because they were all-wheel drive, look at that AEM air fuel gauge, A-pillar gauge. He's got the oil pressure. He's got the boost gauge. I had all that. I had a Hellman manual boost controller. But anyway, you'd pull up to a light next to one of these guys, and there wasn't a lot of cars back then that could hang with this thing light to light. I mean, just because it was all-wheel drive. You'd smell the clutch every time you drove this thing, man, but you'd have a good time. And the turbo sounded amazing in these cars. It was just really cool when these were coming on the scene. So I'm always on the lookout to get one of these again. I'm just not sure that I have enough space or enough room, or enough time to grab this thing in Alabama or do something like that, or even if this is the right way I want to go. But I definitely have one of these on my radar. I'd like to get one of these at some point, whether it's a 1G or 2G Eclipse all-wheel drive turbo with tasteful mods, clean, like this one kind of is. So just on my mind, thought I'd share that. Last but not least, I got to check Copart, my local Copart that's close to my house. I'm on here taking a look to see exactly what's for auction, see if I can find something that's worth a few bucks and I can make some money. So I'm looking at the Copart that's close to my house, and then I'm going over here, and here's my filter. It's going to be run and drive, no license required. Then I'm going here, and then I'm going to newest vehicle first, and then I'm just going to kind of look down and see if anything catches my eye. One of the easiest quick flips you can buy on Copart is trucks that have light damage that aren't really damaged too much, that you can replace pretty quickly, or you can fix stuff like this inexpensively if it doesn't need too much. Like here's a Dodge Ram 2019 Classic, 1500 tradesman, 77,000 miles. It's got the 5.7. Some of these have issues with the 5.7, but most of them are pretty stout as long as you get them with decent miles. This one has too much damage for me, but this is actually repairable, not a big deal here. You could probably do most of this work yourself if you're kind of handy on this one in particular, but I'm not interested in something that has that much work that needs to be done to it. I want a quicker flip. I want something that's not really bad. So I always check on here just to see if there's any, new opportunity that I can, come across that might work with me, so I can make a quick buck on Facebook Marketplace on or something like that. This looks pretty interesting. Just a player tip from another player, one player to another.